Hello and welcome to Talk Sports, your weekly deep dive into everything football. My name is Yinka Adegbuyi. They call me the doc around here. And tactically, we're going to talk about masterclass analysis tonight about the world of football and about the occurrences happening there. I'm going to be your host for tonight's Talk Sport edition from Premier Sports Fan Center. And speaking of iconic matchups and rebuilding legacies, let's head to Spain right now, where there is something coming over the weekend. And Paulo knows this is the El Clasico, the first edition for 2025-2026 season. El Clasico is going on. Wow, this is so huge. And you know, and this time around we have something at stake. There's a lot at stake here in this El Clasico. So we know that the world's biggest rivalry is back and is happening this weekend. And Real Madrid are desperate to end Barcelona's recent run of dominance. I mean, 4 times in a row that Barca defeated Madrid 4 times in consecutive row, and that Real Madrid has to offset this season. So they have something they're chasing. The tactical and the emotional stakes couldn't be higher than this ever. So here we go. Poloski, has Barcelona's youth-driven approach given them a psychological edge over Madrid?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You look at Barcelona, for a very long time, they like to integrate, the young ones into the team, and at the moment it looks like they have a lot of young, players presently now than the older ones, and they keep on gelling among them. And you look at those those players, they all, most of them, I think about let's say 85 to 90% of them comes from the club's academy. Yeah. So they know like what Yama was talking earlier about the structure. So they knows everything about the structure, how the team, the philosophy, how the club wants to play,
the culture.
Yeah, the culture. But if you ask me if it has given edge over a Real Madrid, but I don't think so, because Madrid also, they are a team that always they prefer bringing on the Galacticos from different clubs across Europe or around the world also. But if you ask me if you say given over the edge over Real Madrid, I don't think so.
Okay, so you might hear, what tactical adjustments could Madrid make to reclaim control?
Yeah, I think that Madrid is still trying to really understand how the coach wants them to play. But in the process, they are grinding out results in the process. But I think this El Clasico will be the first real, after the Atletico Madrid game, I think El Clasico will be the real solid test for
Xabi Alonso.
And we saw how Flick really demolished whatever it is Real Madrid had going on last season. So, and these games, El Clasico, can be title deciders, and it can really shape a direction to how your season will go. So I think that is a game with a lot of question marks. And I think that a lot of the questions will be answered on the field of play.
Right, and this weekend we know Hansi Flick is on a red card and is on suspension. Is not going to feature in this game from the dugout. He's going to be on suspension. And could this be the season where the balance of Spanish power shifts again, or we're going to have a balance in this season? Can we expect a balance like we used to, like 1 win, 2 draws, or 2 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, etc., etc.?
You mean the
El Clasicos? Or is it going to be in one direction again?
We can't really say now. I think whoever draws the first blood as the upper hand, like last season, Barcelona defeated Real Madrid 4 times in a row. This season, it might be Real Madrid who might take, or defeat them also. But I think this time around, Real Madrid, we don't want to continue on that losing trend, and we want to give their best. At the same time, Barcelona also, and recently Barcelona players are like Lamine Yamal back from injury, so I think it's going to be a very difficult one. But to be honest, I can't really call it at the moment who is going to take the day. But whoever takes the day, come this weekend, have the upper hand going forward.
Okay, so whoever takes the day for the first time has the upper hand. That's what our analyst from the studio here, Paulowski, believes for this particular one. But I still have a question here for Yemite, and it's very simple, because this is going to be, you suggested that this might be a title decider from this point, and we're just at match day 9 or 10, and we're looking at title decider here. And so I'm taking it from this angle. Do you think that the likes of Mbappe and the likes of Lamine Yamal will have dominance in this kind of game? Can they actually come and exercise their prowess in this edition of El Clasico?
Yeah, for you to properly announce your presence in clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid, you have to show up at their Clasico. One of the reasons why you forever respect players like Ronaldo and Messi is they really come up with the goodies when it matters most. And there's a reason why it's called a Clasico, because for year in, year out, for decades, it has been the game that have decided a lot of times where the La Liga will swing at the end of the day. So I think that, Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, you want you to announce yourself fully into the hearts of the fans. You have to keep showing up at the Clasico.
Yes, so you got to announce yourself, and you need to show up at the El Clasicos. That's a word for the Lamine Yamals and for the Fermin Lopez and the young ones that are trying to get relevance and contesting, especially for the Ballon d'Or. We saw how Lamine Yamal had to come very close to picking it up, even right in front of Kylian Mbappe last season. And I don't think that's going to happen this season if Mbappe continues to score the way he's been scoring. Paulo, what do you think about that?
Well, definitely, if he continues to score, he will be in the mix, in the conversation. Not only him, including Erling Haaland, who has been scoring, week in, week out. Even Harry Kane himself. And if they all continue, I think we might see the three of them on the podium.
On the podium.
But at the same time, the reigning Ballon d'Or player of the talking about Ousmane Dembele. He has been injured for some time, but he's back now and firing, so he could still also push for it. I believe when the season gets to half, or the other stages of this season, that is when the real contenders, we really emerge. That's when we start separating, the boys from
boys
men. Because at this stage now, you see a lot of players firing, but when it mattered most, you won't find them. So I think Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, Harry Kane,
and Vinny Jr.
Haaland also.
And Haaland, very high and fighting this season. So what Spain is preparing for its biggest showdown this weekend